Hey everyone, it's Dave. How are you doing? Well, you may wonder why I do these podcasts outside, and the reason is it's good to get a little exercise. Everyone should get a little exercise now and again. Take a walk, get up from wherever your desk is or whatever you're doing, walk around a little bit. It's good for you, and that's something that I'm trying to accomplish. Just making sure that I'm stay healthy and everything else is good. So there you go. Now, as for the Dolphins and what's going on, of course, you've heard by now that the CBA was agreed to by the players, and the owners had already agreed to it, of course. So now we're at a point where we actually have a collective bargaining agreement, and things are starting to move. The doors opened up to the training facilities all across the NFL over the last couple of hours. It actually started today. Today is Tuesday, and they started opening up the doors. So players can come in and start working out and whatever. They have to get together and make a decision about how they're going to vote on the collective recertifying as a union. Now, as far as the collective bargaining agreement, it has to go before the judge still, and it does have to go to the mediator, but both are expected to be formalities at this point. It will get signed off. That's just the nature of the beast. So at this point, there's no contention. It was a unanimous decision by both parties, so I don't think there'll be any issues with it. And the Players Association went back and met with all of the former players that were suing the NFL for not having a seat at the table. And it appears that they're all satisfied and they're going to drop their suits as well. So it looks like it's all over. So there's nothing else really to worry about in that case. So now we're just at a point where we're watching the clock and seeing what happens. The Dolphins will actually officially open their training camp on Thursday. And that's when they can start bringing players in and actually having conditioning and workouts. Now, a couple of things we learned in the CBA. One is that you have there are going to only be limited two-a-days. There's very limited contact in any of the practices that they can actually have. And there's a lot more rigor around how many off-season workouts they can have. So that's pretty big, actually. That's going to be big to all NFL teams. I think there's going to be a lot that's going to happen there as a result of that. So maybe player longevity goes up. I don't know. But we'll see. There is going to be a free agency period after 4 years in the league. And, of course, a rookie salary cap. Those are the critical factors that come into that. So you'll see a lot more player movement, I think. There's less use of these franchise tags and things like that to restrict players on where they can go. So I think you're going to see a lot more player movement over the years. And that should be interesting. It should prove to be something unique for the NFL because they've never really had this experience. So get ready to shell out more money for more players moving to different teams. New player coming to your team. Anyway, so that's one thing to look out for. I think on the whole, now that there's a salary cap and a salary floor, you're going to see more teams trying to spend and make sure that they get there. I think I read something, there's 5 teams over the cap right now, and about 5 teams that are well under the salary floor. So they're all going to have to make ends meet. I think the Dolphins come somewhere around maybe, give or take, about $20 million to spend to make it up to the limit. I think they're going to have to spend about 16 of that in order to meet the floor, but you'll see them spending it. The question is, where are they going to go? They got an undrafted free agent quarterback today, which I think is a good thing. That fills the need for the third-team quarterback and maybe starts to build on the idea of a quarterback of the future. Who knows? He might turn out to be good, maybe not, but we'll see. We'll see what we get out of that guy. There's a few other players you've heard about. I've heard about being bandied around, a couple of running backs, maybe a couple of linemen, things like that. But we'll see what else they get. Now, along the way somewhere, they're going to have the free agency period. I think that actually starts tomorrow or Thursday. And there's a lot of names being bandied about. I still don't think the Dolphins are going to trade for a single player. There will be no trade for it. I also don't think that they're going to go out and they're going to get a top-notch, top-of-the-line quarterback, somebody with a big name, because they don't want Chad Henne looking over his shoulder the whole year. I think it's Henne's job to lose at this point. If they bring in somebody maybe who has a lesser name, then that might be the guy who has to compete with him. But I don't think you're going to see anybody like Kyle Orton or Vince Young or anybody else who's got a name coming in here and doing anything. I just don't think that's the way the Dolphins are going to run things. I think they're going to let Chad Henne kind of succeed or fail on his own. Now, of course, the coaches and the management are under the gun here because they got longer-term contracts, and really after 2 7-9 seasons, you expect them to do something more. So we'll see what they can do. I guess it'll be interesting once the camp actually opens and we start seeing something of the players, what they can actually accomplish. So we'll see. So I guess, little excitement in the NFL right now because it looks like something big is going to happen. And that's it for now. I'll catch you later. Bye now.